and welcome to right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. I just wanted to go over a couple things that I had done a lot of research on before I started planting stuff, and just go over it with you guys just so you can see how well it actually works. So anyhow, we're going to talk about topping pepper plants today, and some different varieties of tomatoes while I'm at it, because as you can see, it's all together. So I just picked up some stuff called Dr. Earth Homegrown Organic Premium Tomato, Vegetable, and Herb Fertilizer. So what it actually is, you can see, this is what it looks like. It's actually really good stuff. I did a lot of research on it, different fertilizers for what I'm trying to do. So I have a philosophy that I stick to. So if I have a garden where I'm eating things, I'm feeding it to myself, my daughter. I want to stay as organic as possible. I don't use any man-made chemicals for anything throughout the whole life of the plant. It's just not the way I do it. I know some people do what they do, and that's fine. But you are what you eat. I believe that. The older I've gotten, the more I've realized that what you put in your body on a daily basis, it may not affect you tomorrow or the next day, but 10, 20 years later, it definitely will. So it's kind of why I look at it the way I do. So anyhow, I just topped my pepper plants. A few of them I topped about a week ago. Some of them I topped a couple days ago. So what I did is I did a couple of different things. I'll go over with you real quick with what kind of pepper plants I have. So I've got a couple of different, probably like 4 different peppers. I kind of went crazy on the pepper plants this year. But so I got 2 plants called the Jalafuegos, which are actually just the Bonnie Organics version of a jalapeno. It says that it grows bigger jalapenos than a regular jalapeno plant and produces more. So I top them to make sure that they're going to produce more than a regular plant anyways. So these are the 2 Jalafuegos that I just topped. You can see right where I topped them at, and it will force them to start growing super bushy, make the main stem a lot thicker, and make the plant produce more fruit. This is a regular jalapeno. This is a habanero. This is a Santa Fe Grande. That is a Cajun Belle spicy bell pepper, which I guess is a bell pepper hybrid. This is a green pepper. That is a green pepper, which is actually 2 plants, but the root systems were connected so well that I didn't want to separate them. This one is a hot banana pepper. As you can see, this was already producing a pepper on it when I bought the plant, and it was a lot smaller, but you can see how thick that main stalk is, which is good. Means that when we have thunderstorms and things like that, it's going to withhold and it's not going to keel over and die, which is what you want. That's why you top the plants in general. So as you can see, I've topped every single one of these, and they're going nuts. I don't know if you can see some of the leaf. You can see they're starting to form little leaves, starting to come out right there where the little V's of the stems are sticking out, which is good, which is what you want. So ones that are a little bit further in the process are like this. You can see how it's bushing like crazy, which is what you want. This one, bushing like crazy, which is what you want. I just topped the hot banana pepper. I just topped the Santa Fe Grande. I just topped the the habanero. And that's a regular jalapeno plant. And these are the Jalafuegos, which I just topped. So as you can see, this jalapeno is starting to bush. I did that about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. And these Jalafuegos I did, I think, 2 days ago. But they're already starting to form leaves. These are super strong plants on these Bonnie Organics. Let me tell you, I think, as you can see, the difference in the stalk, it seems, from those Bonnie Organics versus the regular, it's about twice as thick. So it seems like it's just a stronger, more hardy plant in general. So I think after this year, I might just go with the Bonnie Organics, to be honest with you. The only difference I noticed when I was looking at them, where I was buying my plants were the thickness of the stalks and the healthiness, overall healthiness of the plant. So yeah, so I'm going to go over with, after I've got them topped, what I like to do is put a little bit of this organic fertilizer in the actual, about an inch underneath the soil near the root systems, and then water it down real good. Basically what that's going to do is that's going to soak the water or the fertilizer right down into the root system and kind of give it a pep. And then I'll do another video in about a week or two and show you pretty much what this stuff right here does. I mean, from what I understand, it's supposed to be like gold to a plant. So we shall see, we shall see. So I actually used a very, very, very super fertile soil. As you can see how black that stuff is. I mean, it's an awesome, super nutrient-rich organic soil. And now I'm going to add some of this. So, as you know, over time, that soil is going to start getting depleted of its nutrients. So I feel like, especially when you top the plant, it's important to put a little bit of this this organic fertilizer, not a lot, just a little bit, near the root system, and then soak it down in there real good. Basically, just so it gives those roots an extra pep to grab and start to grow. Kind of like giving them a little shot of steroids, but it's all organic, so no worries. So it's going to help those roots kind of shoot out, which will in return cause the plant to kind of shoot and do what it needs to do. So that's what I'm hoping for. I've done it before with great success. So this is my little pepper patch for this year. I put them all, I didn't have any more spots. As you can see, my tomatoes kind of took over the above ground garden. So I didn't have any more room to put my peppers in. So the good thing about this is it's easy to kind of take out half the soil and put new soil in. You don't want to really change the soil too much, though. You don't want to put the plants in shock. From what I've always done, I try to keep the same soil in the whole plant of the life. You're trying to mimic it actually being in the ground, and for the life of the plant, it having the same soil. So what I'll do is I'll go buy a couple of giant bags, in about a month or two of the same stuff, and take about half of that soil out and replenish it with some new super fertile soil. So that's kind of how I do it. The cool thing about having them in pots too is, say you are going to have a hailstorm, a tornado or something. I mean, you can come out here and grab these bad boys and bring them inside if you need to. Or, if you've got a spot in your yard that gets more sun, you could kind of shift them around a little bit, do things like that. That's another cool thing about having them in pots. It just takes a little bit more babying and care, just because of the fact you do, I change out the soil, or at least half of it, a couple months into it, just to make sure it's still getting all the nutrients that it needs. But so let me show you, instead of me yapping, how I'm doing, or what I do with this organic fertilizer. So what I'm going to do is make a circle right around there where the root system is, kind of around. This is the way I do it. This is the way I was taught when I was a kid. My grandfather was a farmer, so I love growing stuff. As you can see, there's a little bit of the roots right there. This sucker right here is the Bonnie Organics Jalafuego, and it's got a super thick root system. I mean, this bad boy is gnarly. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle a little bit of this going around in that little circle I made going around the base of the plant. Sprinkle some of that, just like so. As you can see, I've got it going all the way around that little circle, and then I just cover it up with the dirt that I pulled out, pat it down gently, just like that. Alright, and then you do that same process to all your other plants. I just got done with those 4, so I need to do all these 4. So what I'll do is, after I got done with these, I water it down with a mist. I don't use the shower spray, I use a mist. That's just the way I like to do my plants, just because I baby them. So this sucker right here is awesome because it has a mist. So you can see it's a super mist for watering plants that may be even delicate. So what I'll do is I'll water down that, Get that real good and soaked. And then after I'm done doing all 4 of these plants, I'll go back over it and I'll re-soak it with the mist one more time. So I'm doing it a total of twice just to make sure that the fertilizer catches in the soil and hits those roots. So that's the way I do it. I just thought I'd share it with everybody. So I'll give another update video in a couple weeks and you can see the progress of the plants. Y'all have a great day.